Well, good morning, children. How are y'all doing today? I bet you're super excited to just jump right into learning on your day off, so let's get right to it. Um, we're going to start off by talking about the debates that have been held off for about 7 days now. On Friday, we will have an even block day. That means 2 IF, 4 and 6. So 4th and 6th period, you guys will be finishing your debates on Friday, and first period, we will do that on Monday. Monday will be an odd block day, 1, 3, 5, 7. And unless Friday gets snowed out, which, I mean, at this point, what does it really matter? Then we'll adjust accordingly. But the next time you have my class, we will be finishing the debates. That will probably take about the first half of class. The second half of class, we are going to move on to a new assignment, and that is called the Something Lost, Something Found memoir. A memoir is not autobiographical necessarily, meaning an autobiography is about someone's entire life or someone's entire life up to that point. A memoir is a story about a specific time in someone's life or a specific event. So you're not going to be writing about your whole life. You're not going to tell me about things that interest you and things like that. No, you're going to be writing an essay about a particular time that you've lost one thing but found something else. Now, I know that sounds very vague and very open, and it is, and it may sound a little difficult to come up with something for, but, that's what this assignment will help you do. So I want you to take a second, and I want you to go onto It's Learning. If you're watching this video, you're already on It's Learning. So go back to It's Learning and go back to the planner page. Under Resources, you will see something that says Something Lost, Something Found Essay Instructions. It kind of looks like this. Or not, so I'm just going to flip you around. It looks like that. This is the first thing I want you to click on. When you do, it'll bring up a Google Doc that I've made, and it's just the assignment sheet. Pretty much, it just explains that gaining something through loss is a common thing among memoirs. It's a very famous medium. It's the most popular nonfiction genre. A lot of times the losses and gains can be literal. The loss of a loved one, the gaining of a friend, or figurative, the loss of ignorance and the gaining of wisdom. Stories are about change. Nonfiction stories are no different. For this assignment, you'll be writing a narrative essay about a time you lost one thing but gained another, or vice versa. The end product will be an essay. It's about 500 words. That's not very long. It's about 2 pages. That being said, it is short, and you're going to be expected to pack a lot of detail in, and that's what we're going to talk about in just a second. You're going to talk about a loss you have experienced and what you've gained from it. Some complete essays will include a distinct beginning, middle, and end. And though not necessarily in that order, you can begin with the ending if you want to get crazy with it. A distinct voice or style, we'll talk about that more later. A sophisticated use of figurative language and imagery to describe events, characters, and story elements in detail. I really want you guys to focus in this on being as detailed as possible, to paint images with words, to explain feelings with metaphors and similes, or to explain the way someone is, in more creative ways than just telling it like it is. And overall, it has to have some element of something you've lost and something you've gained. That's what the entire narrative, the entire story is going to be centered around. The deadline will be next week for the essay overall, which we're not going to worry about yet. The deadline for the whole thing will be by midnight on Friday, and you'll submit it on It's Learning. There are going to be a couple things that you need to complete before then, and that's basically the pre-write, which we're going to start today, and the rough draft. The pre-write will be due on the 24th. That's next Tuesday. The rough draft will be due on Thursday, which is 2 days after that. So, what are you going to do? That is the first thing you are going to answer. So, go back to It's Learning, click on this link, and it will pull up an outline page. Outline page will look something like this at the top. There's going to be a topic brainstorm. You're going to think of 5 things that you've lost, and then you're going to think of what you've gained from it. I want you to fill out all of these. Now, you can think about times where maybe you've lost a loved one and gained appreciation for that person. Maybe a grandma or grandpa that you may have not talked to that much before, but then after they died, you realized, oh wow, I could have learned a lot more from them. Or, something a little bit more figurative, like you lost an argument, but you gained a new perspective, or something like that. Or it could be something very literal and not all that deep. You could have lost a shoe and found your old Barbies. That did not happen to me. I don't have Barbies. Don't even ask. Okay, so, you guys have all lost power, I assume. Maybe you found a new appreciation for books. I'm sure you have. Maybe you could write about that. Anything. List out 5 things. That's what this first part's for. Now, as you scroll down, you're going to see that there is a long outline where it asks you to describe the setting. Where did this take happen? And then describe it visually. What did it sound like in there? What did things feel like? What, was the air cold? What did it smell like? And then ask, what did it taste like? But I don't expect you to lick rims, so maybe you can leave that one blank. But if there's a smell or a taste in the air, that's a great detail to add. When did it happen? What year was it? What was going on in your life? What were you like? If you are a very different person now than you were 2 years ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever, when this happened. Now, if you scroll down, you'll notice there is a lot of things that I have asked you to lay out. And there's 2 reasons for this. One is that when you look back on your own memories and stories that you're trying to tell, it's very hard. It's very hard to kind of break it down into specifics, because a lot of the times these stories are taking place in places that you are very familiar with, things that you've seen so many times that when you're asked to describe it, you're like, well, it's my grandma's kitchen. It's like my grandma's kitchen. It's hard to come up with details because you're just so used to it being what it is that things that would jump out to other people don't necessarily jump out to you anymore. So that's one reason. Another reason is that detail is a very important part of this essay. You're going to be writing a story, which is one of the easier things. I'm not asking you to analyze, but I'm asking you to write a story in a very detailed way. I want the reader to feel like they are there, to be able to get lost in it, to get lost in all the details. I don't want you to focus too much on what you're thinking. I want you to focus more on what's happening, painting a clear picture of where you are and the people that are in it. Okay, so one thing about this is this Google Doc, you will not be able to write in it. I would like for you to either copy paste this into your own Word document or into your own Google document and fill it out yourself. Or if you rather handwrite things out, which I find is more effective for me, you can print it out and handwrite on it and hand it in class. We'll be working on this on Friday after the debates. We will be working on it on Monday, and we'll talk about it then too. This is going to be the next big thing in this class for the next week or so. The deadline gets extended or whatnot. We'll figure that out as time goes on. So, let's see. When you're done with the pre-write, if you finish it on your computer, you finish it at home before you even see me again if you're in first period, then over here on It's Learning, I would like for you to click on the Something Lost, Something Found pre-write Dropbox, and you'll submit it there. Now let me just go through with you how to submit something. You'll click on Answer, you'll add the file, go find it wherever it is in your computer, drop it in here, scroll down, click Submit. And that'll be all you need to do. That'll be to me, and that'll be due by midnight on midnight on Tuesday. Okay. Now, failure to complete this will come up as an absence for this for Thursday, with all this new online learning day stuff that they're trying to do, so we don't have to make up school days. So that's about it, I think. I've probably forgotten something, but I'm about 9 minutes into this video now, so there's no turning back. I'll post any updates online. If you have any questions, send me a message on It's Learning. I'll get back to you immediately. I got nothing better to do. I'm just sitting around. because all I ever want to do is teach, and y'all know that. So I hope you stay warm. I hope you guys have power. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you've enjoyed your break. I know I have. And I can't wait to see y'all. I honestly miss y'all. Even you, fourth period. Seriously. It's that bad. So, you guys have a good break. If you have questions, email me. I want to help you. This will be fun. Think very deeply about this. This could be a very good assignment. People like writing about themselves, and you can learn a lot. So, peace.